warning students and faculty may have to wait to get flu vaccinations.
And a Christian church in Pakistan is attacked. We'll have these stories and more tonight on Live at 5.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Bree Robertson.
And I'm Whitney Leach. We'll have your local news tonight, but first, here's James Canterbury with a first look at your weather.
Good evening to you all there. A good Monday evening to you. We have great weather in place. We have cooler weather, which is now down to temperate levels. We're now expecting to see this type of weather for this type of the year. For this time of the year, we were experiencing and enjoying warmer weather, but now high pressure is in and bringing cooler air into play. Current conditions right now, though, are 67 degrees under mostly sunny conditions. Winds out of the south at 10. Humidity is at 26%, and our barometer is nice and high at 30.45 and falling from that point. We'll take you now to Whitney Leach and more of your news. Whitney?
In India, students lend their support to children in Afghanistan. A group of 17 high school government students donated more than $1,500 for the America's Fund for Afghan Children. The students were answering the challenge made by President Bush on October 11th. Each year, they have a Student Government Day, and this year, a proclamation and challenge to raise money for Afghan children was put in order. The high school students coordinated their efforts with local junior high and elementary schools.
The National Red Cross will lose its CEO, Bernadine Healy, at the end of this year. Healy has decided to leave the Red Cross after more than 10 years as its CEO. While leading this institution, Healy has overseen much of the Red Cross's agenda, including the restructuring of the blood donations program and the September 11th attack fund. The Board of Governors will deliberate in the next few days to name a new CEO who will work with Healy on a transition through the end of the year. After leaving the Red Cross, Healy plans on serving as a medical consultant for CBS News and writing a book on Clara Barton, the founder of the American Red Cross.
Flu season is fast approaching, and some students and faculty planning on getting their annual flu shot will have to wait. Each year, the nursing department at Harding University administers the flu vaccine to students and faculty for a minimal charge. But this year, they haven't received the vaccines, which are expected to arrive in the middle of December. If you are at high risk for the flu, however, you should see your doctor immediately.
The American Studies Institute is kicking off its Distinguished Lectureship Series tomorrow night with Dell CIO Randall Mott. Mott will present a lecture on technology in the 21st century. Professor Bob Reilly, Associate Executive Director of ASI, expresses a desire to have a big name in technology speak to the university. Reilly believes that Mott will connect well with the students. The lecture will take place tomorrow night at 7:30 in Administration Auditorium.
Coming up next, postal workers in New Jersey attend a seminar on how to handle anthrax. Stay with us.
Out with a pretty trashy circle. The circle
Hard
that helps
copies, rock my world.
trash. We sort glass, plastic, separate cans, stack newspapers and magazines. Now, thanks to us, there are lots of products made from things we've already recycled. This cereal box wants your Sunday paper. These paper clips, in a more daring life, a 56 converter. The circle works like this. It starts when we recycle trash at home and at work. It's completed when we buy products made from or packaged in recycled materials. How do you know the difference? Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. It looks like this. Make a mental note. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. You'll save a tree, you'll save energy, and in your own way, you'll help save the world. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-CALL-EDF for your free Buy Recycled shopping guide. 1-800-CALL-EDF.
Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld counters Taliban claims that U.S. forces are responsible for the deaths of Afghan civilians. Rumsfeld says the operation in Afghanistan is an act of self-defense, and that they blame for any casualties lies with al-Qaeda and the Taliban.
So let there be no doubt, responsibility for every single casualty in this war, be they innocent Afghans or innocent Americans, rests at the feet of Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Their leaderships are the ones that are hiding in mosques and using Afghan civilians as human shields by placing their armor and artillery in close proximity to civilians, schools, hospitals, and the like.
Rumsfeld says mid- and low-level leaders of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda have been killed in the air attacks. No American military personnel have been captured.
A seminar was held in Trenton, New Jersey today for the employers dealing with the threat of anthrax. As CNN's Dick Standish reports, doctors and hazardous materials personnel were among those slated to speak about how to identify and handle suspicious mail and the steps that should be taken should a harmful substance be found.
Can somebody give us an update on the Princeton post office? I understand that was closed over the weekend.
The acting state health commissioner responded that Princeton was closed when a small trace was found, so small that workers can choose whether or not they want to take antibiotics. All further tests, he said, have been negative. What about the changes in medication for possibly exposed workers at the Hamilton post office? The treatment has been changed several times. The question, if you were originally given 60 days of Cipro, which has had some side effects, should you now be switched to the latest program, 10 of Cipro and 50 of doxycycline? The commissioner simply said he didn't know. It hasn't been decided, but it would be hard to take back any pills outstanding. And the business people also heard a warning from the county prosecutor. There will be penalties for anyone who thinks this is a time for jokes with talcum powder, soap, and other substances.
Hoaxes, jokes, anything like that will not be tolerated by local law enforcement. The fact that it was an innocent joke is not going to be a defense in a court of law. Because resources are too strained, anxiety is too high.
Residents in Pakistan buried some of their loved ones today. 16 people were killed during a Christian church service Sunday. Authorities claim 6 masked men drove up outside St. Dominic's Church. They allegedly shot a police officer and later attacked the worshipers. Officials say 5 people also suffered injuries during the incident. Thousands of angry mourners shouted for revenge at today's funeral service. Pakistan's President Pervez Musharraf has ordered a manhunt in an effort to find those responsible for the shootings.
Former President George Bush joined Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley high in the sky today to reopen the Sears Tower skydeck. Security was extremely tight for the ceremony. The 103rd floor observation deck has been closed since September 11th.
The impressive thing about the Sears Tower is what you see when you get to the top of this wonderful building. And from this beautiful sky deck, on a clear day, you can see Chicago, its beautiful communities and surrounding areas, as well as Indiana and Michigan. Spread out before you are the fruits of American technology, the energy, and the American know-how.
The Sears Tower is 110 stories tall, the nation's tallest building.
Well, Bree, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed getting that extra hours of sleep this weekend on Saturday night. But the only bad thing about it is that the sun is setting so early now. It's already getting so dark outside. It's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, I think. James Canterbury joins us in the Weather Center right now to give us a look at the forecast for the rest of the week. James?
Bree and Whitney, they're doing their homework. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, we had daylight savings time over. Now it's standard time, and also, you're right, it is going to get warmer. I'm so impressed. I think you guys are impressed as well. Take a look right now at today's stats. Our high today, we reached 68 degrees, and over this morning we reached a low of about 42. So a little bit on the underside for our norms, but now that daylight savings time is over with sunsets like 5:18, yeah, that's really true. It is going to set in about 5 to 7 minutes from now. Let's take a look at the statewide temperatures, giving you a better look at what we're seeing outside. El Dorado's at 67. Texarkana is at 68 degrees. Hot Spring is 68 as well. And as you go up into the northeast, it goes from 67 to 65 in Jonesboro. Let's take a look at the current surface map to give you an idea of what we're looking for. This is a cool front that's beginning to make its way through into the natural state. previously we have been under the influence of a high pressure center that's been kicking up some warmer air. So if Fayetteville and Fort Smith, they're getting 68, 71 degrees. They're their warmer spots in the state today, bringing up some southerly flow, but a cool mass of air is getting ready to come on through, and that's going to drop the temperatures just a little bit, but it's not going to bring any rain for us. Much of the nation today and tomorrow is going to be precipitation free. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar together in motion, and let's show you now that we have a little bit of clouds here just spinning away from the eastern portions of Texas, but beautiful conditions all the way across the deep south and getting into the Appalachian Mountains here and getting all the way up into the Ohio Valley. Very clear, very dry, and very, very pleasant conditions. The overnight and morning lows, however, are going to be a little bit on the cool side when this cool front decides to come on in. So let's give you a sneak peek now at what we're expecting. Tonight, clear and cold, low 38 degrees tonight. But the good news is no wind chill because the winds will be calm tonight. So 38 will be around the temperature that it will feel like for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be expecting sunny and nice conditions, 69 degrees, a little bit of a warm-up, not 72 and 73, but 69 is a good round number, just 1 degree above our normal. South winds at 6 miles an hour for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, clear and cool again, but coming up a little bit now, 40 degrees instead of 38 and 37 for our lows. South winds at 2 miles an hour, so again, not a very blustery day, just a good evening all the way around. Here's your 3-day forecast as we round out your weather tonight on TV 16. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday look to be a warm-up, and we add some clouds to the forecast on Thursday. But our lows are coming up as well as the highs, so we're expected to come up just a little bit, about 5 to 6 degrees for the next 3 days. So you might see me again, but if not, have a great Monday, and we'll see you again on Wednesday, the Halloween edition of TV 16 News. Back to Whitney and Bree.